Autonomous car safety, it's in the news all the time. Well, we're here with Oliver Cameron of Voyage, and you guys are leading an industry initiative to tackle that very problem. Why don't you give us an overview of what you're doing?
So the Open Autonomous Safety Initiative is designed to be a safety program for companies in our space, self-driving cars, to adopt. What that means is that we've open sourced our safety materials, our processes, even some test code to enable an autonomous vehicle company, which tests every single day, multi-ton vehicles out in the real world, a safety program that they can adopt to implement at their company.
This has been what we've learned throughout the past year and a half, roughly, of us building autonomous vehicles. So one of the things that we try to validate is how do we make sure that the vehicles are safe when operating in the public. And so the collection of the 4 items is our initial release for our approach to safety. So scenario testing. Scenario testing involves how we start to assess common situations and situations that would stress the vehicle, and then making sure that they can react appropriately. So we do that both in the real world and in simulation to validate that our systems work as intended. And then we also go into aspects of functional safety. So this very much is just an introduction into the process. But when you think about designing these very complex systems, how do you make sure that they're safe? How do you make sure they're robust against certain failures? How do you make sure that you know when a failure happens, that you have expected recovery scenarios for those as well? The other thing that I think the industry doesn't really have much of a standard on is how you assess performance of vehicles. So the DMV has some guidelines around disengagements, but people classify disengagements differently. Some might say this is a critical disengagement. Some might say that's just a normal driver intervention. And so we wanted to start to think of, as everyone's moving towards a level 4 vehicle without a driver, how do we start to think about assessing these vehicles? Because the way that you assess them isn't always relying on a human in the driver's seat. And then the last part is more of our what we're calling testing toolkit. So testing toolkit right now is how we start to build out these scenarios.
Since the announcement, we just have had a ton of interest in what we're doing, a ton of want to also participate, and we can't wait to have all these different contributions from all these companies from around the world contribute to build the standard in autonomous safety. And we think that can be the OAS.